I haven't been near the sea since I did Cwyfan. No, because Cwyfan's nowhere near the sea. How about Talaka even? Begin with T, I knew what I meant. Talaka Lighthouse, that was the last time I was near the sea. Video you need to check out. It's well worth a look, have a look. Yeah, I'm by the sea. I'm at the church in the sea, even. There is a Welsh name for it. Can't for the life of me remember what it's called. It's CWY something. I'll put it up in the top anyway, so you know where we are. And I've actually got an image baking at the moment. It's on a 2-minute exposure, so I'm interested to see what it comes out like. I'm just playing with my filters, to be honest, because I'm out with Darren and Nigel, and yes, we are. Yeah. You're joking? We've just got a couple here, and they're going to be on video now. They're actually getting married in this church. So you're going to have to say hello and introduce yourselves now. Say hello. Go for it.
I'm Katie.
I'm Yolo. This is Ella on my back here.
Hello.
We're getting married here next year.
And the name of the church is?
Cwyfan.
Cwyfan. See, now I told you to begin with C. Where are we? Come back. I told you to begin with C, but I couldn't remember what it was called. It's just a church in the sea to me. These guys are actually getting married in that church. How cool is that? So you want a picture sending, do you?
If possible.
Let me give you one of my cards in a moment. We'll send you over the pictures, and I'll also give you a link to the video when I put the video out.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic that is. So yeah, don't run away. Let me turn you off. I'm going to give them one of our cards so I can find us. So yeah, I'm excited now. I've just given them one of my cards. That's really cool that they're actually getting married there next year. So yeah, good luck, well done. And if you need a photographer, give us a shout. But yeah, no, how random is that? How cool. The only thing with this Osmo, when I'm filming with this Osmo, it wants to face recognise, so it's really difficult to actually control where it's looking and what it's doing. So yeah, it is a bit difficult to make it, force it into looking into different places. So I've just baked that 2-minute exposure, and I've got some nice side light. It's actually light in the side of the church, and all the rest of it is nice and smooth and minimalistic looking, and that's kind of what I wanted to go for. And my dream for this is a perfect shot to me is a really high tide and having it actually looking like an island, so you've just got the stonework separated in the middle of the water. And I don't really think I've ever seen one quite like it. I've seen some different ones, but not quite like that. Now the light's not brilliant, it's a bit harsh, it's a bit bright, but there's a lot of cloud, so it's dampening the sort of sky behind it. It's not just blue sky, so there's plenty of cloud there to sort of diffuse. But I thought I'd go for a few long exposures. With this it's 2 minutes, and on the front I'm using the freewheel filters. I've got the polarizer on, which is just taking a little bit of that glare off the water, making it flatter looking rather than shiny. I've got a 10 stop on, which is an ND1000, and I've got a 6 stop on, which is an ND64. And I've just balanced them out with the top of my camera. I put it onto timer mode, which basically means I can roll my scrolly wheel at the front and I can adjust the amount of time. And I put it on for a minute and it's a little bit dark, so now I wound it up to 2 minutes and it's a lot lighter. There isn't actually an app that will give you an accurate calculation with using 2 filters and stuff like that. You can get like the Lee apps. I know they work for the 10 stop, the 3 stop, 6 stop, and the big stopper, the super stopper, the 15 stop. But when you're mixing filters up, it's quite hard, so it's best to sort of either work it out if you're very clever like that, or just go for a bit of hit and miss. Play with your exposures, try longer ones until you get something that looks right. The 2-minute ones seem to work okay, so I quite like that, and it's dead smooth as well. We will have a mooch round. We're going to see if we can find something else. I wasn't planning on doing much of a vlog here today, but or not now, maybe later on this evening, but we will be here for sunset. We've got Chopper going over at the moment. We've got Anglesey racetracks just over that side. Yeah, not much else I can say at the moment until we get something interesting. I might put the long lens on and just get a picture of the church, sort of smooth the sky out maybe. I'm just going to have a play. I'll have a play and let you know what I'm doing when I think about something. Nigel is another newbie to the drone clan, and he's got is that a Mini as well? A Mini 2, so they've both got Mini 2s, both of these two. 2 newbies with 2 Mini 2s. So I'm going to talk them into flying it across the sea in a minute, because I know I would. There we go. There we go. The maiden sea voyage, is it? I just don't want to be responsible if it doesn't come back for talking him into going. But I know the first time I took mine across the sea, it was really daunting, thinking that if it goes wrong, it's never coming back. But yeah. Well, that was a bit of a close call. I said to Nigel, watch the seagulls. I was watching the birds over on the right hand side, over the back of the lighthouse, the back of the church. I said, just keep an eye on them birds, won't you? I said, because they don't particularly like these drones. And I could hear this tweeting going on, proper erratic, and I knew that sound because I've had it before. And I looked up and there's a big cluster of birds flying around, and I'm like, they look like they're being bothered. And when I was focused on it, and bearing in mind they're a long way away and it's only a little mini, I could see this spot that wasn't moving. It wasn't a bird. It was actually in the middle of all these birds, and they were trying to bring it out of the sky. So you have to be warned, you know, keep it away from birds, or keep the birds away from it, because they just don't like them, especially if you've got nesting birds and stuff. So yeah, it's just the best thing to do is just fly it away from them and keep it away. But yeah, it's still safe, it's still there, and he's broke his sea cherry. He's right over the sea now, flying around the church. So I'll get mine out as well. I'll show you a bit of so I can show you what the church looks like from above. Well, I'm not really gonna lie, I'm struggling to find a photo. The tide's gone out and it's just leaving this big seaweedy rocky mess, so it's got really quite difficult to get a shot. I haven't quite given up yet. Let's say we're going to come back. We're only parked just, I don't know, the other end of the beach, so we can come back when the sun's a lot lower. Maybe we'll get some colour in the sky. There's some stunning clouds over the mountains, over Snowdonia and stuff like that. Really nice round puffy clouds with white patches and stuff, you know, where the light's catching them differently. It's really quite nice over there. But yeah, this low tide at 9 o'clock tonight as well, so we're going, it's just going to get lower and lower towards the sunset, which is not good. But it doesn't matter, we can still be here, we can still get maybe a closer shot, or something like that when the lights change. If not, we've got tomorrow morning, and I'm not sure what the tide's doing yet, and without checking. But like I say, I haven't given up. I'm hoping to get one last shot here before I retreat for the evening and get some tea and come back at sunset, and then get some more tea and go to bed. But yeah, I'm just gonna try one more, and if it works, I'll switch you back on and show you. So I've had to put my thinking cap on a little bit to try and find a shot that's even worth putting on the screen and showing you. It's yeah, it's quite difficult. I've seen so many nice photographs with great lines, great lead-ins, great skies, great atmosphere. It's hard to be excited about something that's just coming up, you know, one or two off the bottom. I'm not down. I've had some really cracking weekends over the last few weekends and some great skies and weather, so I'm not complaining at all. I don't live far away, I can come back another time. It's not the end of the world, is it? I'm not in a different country. But what I've decided to do, and I'll spin you around and show you, what I've decided to do is do a vertical shot. So I've got the camera vertical, I've got my screen out so I can see my screen, camera's pointing vertical, and what I've got is this rock down here in the bottom right hand corner. Then it takes you up to this rock which is over onto the left hand corner, and it takes you back up to the church on the right hand corner. So we're working off of a triangle, and by the fact that we're working off a triangle, and we zoomed in a little bit more obviously, more like that, it seems to work. And then I put a 10 stopper on to smooth this water out, and a polarizer on to get rid of the glare down here, and it works all right because you've got this nice little line that's coming from there leading you off, a little dark patch in the water, and it seems to be okay. So I don't know if it's going to stay colour or whether it's going to end up as a black and white, but I think it works. I think it's alright. I think it's quite nice. The light's coming and going in and out every so often, so we are getting a bit of light on the church every so often as well. But I think I like the one, yeah, I've got the light on the roof, the light on the stone, and then the one before it I've got a little bit of light on the stone and a darker patch in the thing, so I might blend the two images together and make one out of it. But yeah, I think that's alright. Don't think that looks too bad at all. I'm going to have a look at this waterfall because I'm stood next to this water outlet here. I'm getting these lines coming down through the water, so it seems to be working. It's just not the right conditions. It's not the right light, not conditions, light. Nigel's now gone up the top, so that's maybe another image we can get. We can get some of these hawthorn yellows, get some of them in the bottom maybe, and shoot the church in the distance and the mountains in the background. So maybe that's worth a shot. Definitely worth trying anyway. So I'm going to keep heading round, follow Nigel up the bank. Yeah, we're all right. We've got the morning. The morning could be perfect, or it could be raining. So I've gone for a little bit of a wild card this time, gone for something slightly different. I'm no longer concerning myself about the water because the tide level's going out, so I was trying to work on something different. And as I came walking up this pathway, and I can show you where I was and what caught my eye. So let me just turn around. So as I'm walking up here, I thought I'd step up here and I see these pinks and I thought, they look pretty, these little pink and these flowers and the daisies on the end there, because I was heading up towards the yellow. And I thought these pinks look pretty, so what about if I can bring my camera over this side and I actually use those pinks there as foreground interest and split the image between the pinks and then the church. So I've now gone in a bit tighter, like so, maybe not as tight as that, and I've got these nice pinks in the bottom of the image and that at the top image. Now, my reasoning behind this, not only to try and please you guys and give you an image that's maybe you've not seen before of the church, but the couple that we were talking to earlier on, they're getting married next year, they'd like to see some of our photographs, obviously to use for their wedding. And this has got flowers in it. Perfect. So guys, if you are watching this video and you like this image, it's yours. Just give us a shout and I'll send you it over. I'm going to take a few varieties of it because the flowers, some are coming out, some are in bud, some are not quite in bud, and I like the daisy looking ones, but of course we're getting to the end of the day, so they are going to start closing up. Yeah, but I like that. It's got some colour in it. I think it's different, definitely different. Photo settings, we are on F11 to give me maximum sharpness and depth of field, and our focus stacked I've shot one for the flowers, one for the church. Steady, Nige, don't go falling on your ass, I'm not carrying you. It was you yesterday and him today. Yeah, these two are putting me off something chronic. So yeah, I'm shooting F11, give me maximum depth of field and sharpness, so focus on the flowers and focus on the church, be able to blend them two together. And I'm also bracketing because the sky is looking pretty non-interesting at the moment. It's just white, so I don't quite know what I can do with the sky. I may cheat and put a sky in just for them, but yeah, I'm trying. Right, so the things I do for you guys and the things I do for myself, I wasn't pleased with anything I've taken so far, but this I quite like. I'm going to spin you around and show you where I've ended up, and hold your breath. I am up on the cliffs. I've climbed up to the cliffs. There is not a lot down there whatsoever. that's where I've climbed up. And the reason I've climbed up is for this. Look at these pretty white flowers. And they lean out to this, so you've got this rock face, you've got the sea, you've got the church in the sea, and you've got the mountains in the background. So, will that do for you? I hope it does. I quite like it. I think it's nice. I'm not sure whether I've seen one before like this. I'm focusing on the buds. I've also got some yellow hawthorn in it. And I'm focusing on the church. I'm still at f11, but I have switched lenses now. I've gone down to the wide angle lens, so I've got my 10 to 24 mil on, and I'm at 10 mil, which I suppose is equivalent to about 16 on a full frame, I think. So it's pretty wide. There's some texture in the clouds, but there's no colour. My knees are buckled, my toes are all bent where I'm leaning on this cliff, because I am actually knelt down on this cliff, but yeah, I'm quite pleased with this. I like the lichens on the rocks. I just like the drop off. I like the feel of it. I like the he's in a dangerous position type of feeling. But I do like the little white flowers, and they're really nice. And I'm sure they'll appeal to this lovely couple that are getting married as well. I may even stoop it down a bit lower. I might bring it down a bit lower and get rid of some of the hawthorn and put some more lichens in the bottom. My church is on the third line, but very high in the sky, and you've got to focus that, because the nearest buds to me are probably about 18 inches, and then I'm going to focus that right through this to make sure, because I don't want to be coming back up here again. And I'm bracketing, like I say, for a safety measure, to get a bit of texture in the sky, hopefully be able to see the mountains in the background as well. And there's water, because I've come right around this other side. There is water between us and the church, even though it actually looks like an island, to be honest. It does look like an island. Yeah, I like that. I think that's pretty good. But look where the tripod is. If I can show you down here where the tripod is, the camera is folded right out. As you can see, the legs are splayed dead wide, and it's propped on the edge of the cliff there. And I've got the flowers in front of it. Camera's pointing down, and the other legs are digging into the undergrowth down here beside me. So yeah, I'm actually knelt in all that, believe it or not, just so I can get this shot for you. But yeah, that's pretty. That's quite a nice photograph. Right, I need to move because my legs are in so much pain now, buckled down, and I'm not finished. I'm not finished by a long shot. And there's a little lookout thing there, so I need to go and have a look in there, don't I? So yeah, I'm definitely not finished. There's going to be another one. There's going to be more. I've come down off the cliff. I was up there behind, as you can see there. I was up on the top there, hanging off the top. But I think I've got that shot, and you've seen it. I'm sure it worked. It has to work. Please, it has to work. I've come down and joined Nigel. He's sitting down here on the rocks, been clambering over the rocks. He's giving you a bit of a wave down there. Quite adventurous for Nigel, climbing on all the rocks. Darren's down the bottom making art with his phone, by the looks of it. So I'll come to join Nigel, see what we've got from down here. Now, we're all agreeing that the sky's not great, and I've been videoing, so you'll be seeing this anyway. No matter what I'm doing, you'll be seeing it. So this may end up into a two-parter, and we come back out this evening for the sunset, so you have to check that out next time. But at the moment, I've come down because I'm inspired by what's in front of me. And I've got this ridge that's obviously been here a while. I've got some lichens on it, but I can't quite get the lichens in at the moment, so I'm shooting from somewhere about here. And I've got this nice patch of green, which will probably pop out, segment of water, church, and then the mountains in the background, a little bit of sky. So that's what I'm shooting, using that as a leading line, just for something a bit different. Really, I'm just entertaining myself and just taking shots, and I know this ridge is here, I know I can get to these rocks, so if the light's really good later on or the tide's in another time, I can climb onto these rocks, and I know there's positions I can get into. So if anything else, it's scouting out on a recce. You know, we started off with long exposures, now we're recceing, you know, so it's everything's interesting. There's a helicopter with a light on, hopefully they've not been arrested someone. Chances are they have, because there are an awful lot of people heading into Wales earlier on. But it's just nice being out. It's nice being out with the guys. I'm looking forward to this evening, having some tea and watching the sunset. So, and the clouds. And to be honest, over that direction, it's starting to look clear. So there's a good possibility the sun is going to come down behind that. So we might get some really nice colour. It's just a shame it's not coinciding with having a high tide. I'm going to move over roughly where Nigel is as well, because I like this sort of setup he's thinking of. He's got a great big boulder over there with some greens in it, so I might try something over there. And just playing, that's all I'm going to do, play around. So I'm going to show you a couple of images as he flies over. I'll show you a couple of images, and then if I end it here, you'll see it in part 2, me coming out and playing again. Because all I'm doing is really taking pictures and just talking about what I'm doing. And it seems a bit less interesting, I'm sure it does. So yeah, let's get this done. I may even have a mooch along the edge of this cliff and see what the rocks look like, because I've never been along here before. So we might try that. So yeah, if I do make this a 2-parter, thanks for watching this part 1. Check out part 2. I'm sure it's going to be much better than part 1. And yeah, ciao for now. See you soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe and give us a thumbs up. It means a lot. Ciao.